DSPN's Pledge Central. Today you're with Stu Scott and Jason Kim. We're going to kick things off today with what's happening now with Mr. Kim. Jason?
Thanks, Stu. The Professional Fraternity Association is undergoing an investigation for Eric Bergeron over his recent comments made in the locker room 3 days ago over his alleged use of human growth hormones and steroids in his recent fall pledging season.
We're here with Eric right now to discuss the alleged steroid accusations. Eric, do you have any comment?
No comment. I didn't use steroids.
But what if I were to tell you that Andy Pettit and several other Alpha Brothers and Beta Pledge members have came forward one by one saying that you are linked to HGH use and some have actually injected you?
They're all liars. That's what they are. Because they can't get as big as me. See these? Do you see that? Mm-mm. Next question.
Look, Eric, I'm going to ask you one last time. Are you sure that you never used human growth hormone?
You're too close, man. You're too close.
Comments made by Eric Bergeron in his recent locker room interview do not coincide with the statement he gave to the Professional Fraternity Association 2 months ago, in which, under oath, he did not knowingly take human growth hormones or steroids. However, the Professional Fraternity Association is citing George Mitchell's report in which former New York Yankees pitcher Andy Pettit quoted in his report, "Yes, Eric insert Bergeron did ask me to inject human growth hormones in my butt. Twice in the spring of 2007, 6 times during the pledging season of fall of 2007. Stu?
Thanks, Kim. And as a member of that pledge class, I can also attest to the fact that there were several moments where Eric had sudden outbursts of anger, which could only be pointed to signs of roid rage. Ooh, this just in. Seems that Cytosport has dropped all endorsement deals with Eric Bergeron. It would appear that Muscle Milk seems to be in talks with Eric to be the new frontrunner of their new nitric oxide supplement. It would appear that if the PFA takes any action against Eric, he will be sitting on a rather lawfully multi-million-dollar deal. Jason?
And in other news, nearby Delta Sigma Pi professional fraternities are insisting that the Alpha chapter of New York University place Eric Bergeron's identification number and all accolades with an asterisk due to the recent investigations of his human growth hormone use. We'll give you information as we receive it, and we'll get back with you more news after this break.
Yeah, you know how in Spain they have the running of the bulls. Well, we here at DSPN have an annual tradition, running of the pledges. Every year before initiation, we make the pledges go through the halls of the UC and LC lobbies in Stern and run after one another. In efforts, we're going to learn a thing or two about how we get down at DSPN. Is it fun? No. Is it necessary? Welcome back to Pledge Central. Right now we're going to start talking about the new Pledge Fantasy season that is about to come to a close. Man, if there's one phrase I can use to describe this season, it's been that this season has been the Halley's Comet of recent Pledge scenarios. It is like a Sam Bowie-like situation of epic proportions. It's just bust after bust after bust. So I know a lot of you out there have been looking at your rosters and just been thinking, what was I thinking during draft night? Well, yesterday I got the chance to sit down with Miss Connie Chan to discuss her team's struggling, underachieving pledges, and get a little insight onto what she's been doing to either improve or just take the hit this season. Yeah, so we're here with Connie Chan, the team captain of CC Champs. Today we're going to be talking to her about her fantasy pledge team and how it's been going, because as you know, we're toward the end of our pledge season right now of 2008. Connie, why don't you enlighten me on how your pledge team has been doing so far?
Dev, I'm 0 for 18.
0 for 18. Why don't you enlighten me on how your top picks have been doing?
The first one, we got another Chris Carpenter on our team. Out for the season, day 2.
Not looking good, huh?
Not looking good.
So tell me about the sleepers that you projected during the draft night.
I predicted 2 sleepers, they both are busts.
Both are a bust. Connie, why don't you show us the team right here and the developments that you've had so far?
Sure, you see my team right here. We got 0 for 5 for fundraising. We got 0.2% for professional events. Basically, you see these 18 players, we got bust, bust, semi-bust, bust, 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 all the way down.
Doesn't sound like good news for your team, Connie.
What can you do? It's a bust.
Take a hit.
Take a hit.
Looks like Connie's been taking a big hit this season with the pledging. Jason, you've been a member of this pledge class so far. How do you rate the other pledges and yourself among the ranks of this underproductiveness?
Sleepers? Sleepers? They passed by me for 3 rounds. They said I wasn't big enough, wasn't fast enough, wasn't strong enough. Now look for me. Professional events, 5 for 5. Community service, 4 for 5. My social events to fundraising ratio, 0.96. Sleeper? Pfft, please. Whoever picked me, 2nd, 3rd round, man, they'd be happy now.
Well, let me tell you, Jason, I did undervalue you. I picked you up deep in the 2nd round, but you've been a fantasy gem so far. I'm making the playoffs because of you. Thanks a lot.
You know, we used to draft kids straight out of high school for our PledgeCentral anchorman position. You should have seen the kid that we drafted 2 years ago. His stats were off the charts. Scouts were raving him everywhere. With our 1st round draft pick, we definitely had to get him onto our team, but just couldn't deliver on paper or on camera. Ad-libs, couldn't do it. Couldn't even flow with Stu.
Dropping dimes,
So you know we had to let him go.
fadeaway baskets, making the most acrobatic dunks I've ever seen.
Kobe? Isn't that the beef? Isn't he? He's... we talk about Kobe. Oh, but he made that quadruple dunk, right? That's what happened, right? Yeah, right?
So after that, we instituted our 1-year journalism school policy. I mean, just goes to show you.
Regret, I have to resign from an anchor position in DSPN PledgeCentral.
Welcome back to Pledge Central. We bring you big news from the iBanking world. The new up-and-coming rookie, Richard Liang, has just signed a deal with Ferragamo Shoes. He'll be having his own line dropping this fall entitled the YMCAs. With more, we bring you right now. With Rich Liang today, discussing his new shoe as part of the new Ferragamo shoe deal. Rich, how do you feel about signing a deal with Ferragamos?
I feel great.
Feel great, huh?
Yeah,
How was it designing the first shoe?
took a lot of time.
As with any other shoe deal. So, do you have a copy of the shoe prototype?
Spit out! 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 Spit out!
Wow, those are some sweet looking kicks. I think I'm gonna get the True Blues in the Olympic Barcelona edition ones too. Jason?
I already pre-ordered 6 pairs. I already got the springies and the high tops. In other news, FBI investigators recently invaded the home of Felix Zaratsky's East Village apartment. FBI investigators uncovered a secret underground hamster fighting ring. The arrest made today and the charges put on Zaratsky, which include 40 counts of animal mistreatment, malnutrition, and human trafficking. Bond is set for $7.5 million. His court hearing is in 3 weeks. And members of PETA are staging outrage and protests outside his home until his court date. We'll have more from you in this fighting ring as we get it.
Mr. Zaratsky, Mr. Zaratsky. No comment. Stupid hamsters, no comment.
Do you have anything to say to
no comment.
your fans?
No comment, no fans. No hamsters.
What's happening to your career for handball?
I hate hamsters. No handball. No comment.
But we have film documentaries.
Take
your
balls and
hamster.
go get away from me, you and your balls. No comment.
The National Handball League has suspended Felix Zaratsky indefinitely as these hearings continue on Capitol Hill. He has also been dropping all major endorsement deals. Felix Zaratsky was left to make this one statement regarding all his friends and confidants. Snitches get stitches. Because of the recent developments, Felix Zaratsky will be unable to hold a VP position next semester in Delta Sigma Pi. Speaking of the next semester's pledging season, we reflect on this past season and one underperforming pledge, Ani, and his recent triad at a post-game news conference.
What happened, man?
Man, alright, I know I missed the quiz practice, and I know it's important that we pass the quizzes in order to cross, but we're not talking about the actual quiz. We're not talking about initiation. We're talking about practice. Yeah, I missed the practice, alright. I know that. I know I'm not supposed to miss practice. I know I gotta practice with my pledge brothers so that we can cross. But talking about practice. I got 98s on all the quizzes. Ask about me. But practice? You know when I'm on that quiz, I give it my all. My pens are flying. But practice? How am I gonna do that? How the hell am I gonna make my Pledge Brothers better if I practice? Practice. Talking about practice.
That's it for us here at Pledge Central. I'm Stu Scott.
And I'm Jason Kim.
And you're going to see us in about 2 minutes.